Good afternoon, dear students. This is the paper, Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship development is a very important thing, very important issue. You may have enough capital, enough fund, social backing, political backing, support, and institutional support. All these things you are having, but thing is, this is something a little bit different. That is entrepreneurship. There is something a little bit different, other skill, which separates the man from one man to another. So, entrepreneurs, the successful entrepreneurs are having some specific quality, which is very important thing. Mr. Stoner, first I'd like to say that today we are discussing about business plan and related affairs. So his business plan, as per Mr. Stoner, business plan is a document that provides entrepreneurs roadmap for successful enterprise. Accordingly, Nicholas Siropolis, the business plan is a rigorous exercise based on facts that provides the underpinnings for a successful venture. Mr. prominent author Stephen J. Skinner and John Ivan Savage, author of Introduction to Business, worldwide highly circulated this book, very prominent, a very nice book. As per their opinion, business plan is a written document that describes the business, the goods or services, the customers, the competition, the financing, and all activities necessary to enter business and make or sell a good or service. It is the game plan of a new business. We are running a business, obviously, but it's already supposed to start a new venture or new business. Then we'll have to think multi-varied issues, multi-varied parameters, factors. We need to understand what is the same-line business going on and how the same-line business is going on. And if we want to start a new venture, then positively we have to think about the nature of the business, about the strength of the entrepreneur's capital, technical know-how, personal expertise, knowledge, experience, skill, is automation, is technology affairs, marketing, brand, and how many similar products are prevailing in the market. All these things we need to understand. Side by side, what is the financial strength of the entrepreneur? Banks support from the banks and the financial institutions. Share market, from the stock market, and policy adopted by the government regarding a small business. So, observing all these things and knowing all these things, entrepreneurs have to go for developing or to chalk out plan. Basing upon that plan, they will have to start it. Then they can take risks in the right way. They can go for the right management, can hold the developmental efforts. These things are such types of things, actions and activities. Otherwise, Now we need to discuss about the features of business plan. Features of business plan, sometimes some points I like to mention here. There is the comprehensiveness. This to think in detail about the multi-varied affairs, activities, parameters, even sub-parameters. They are concerned and connected to the business plan. If right way all these things are assessed and observed, then the business plan will be effective enough. Future-oriented positively, what is to be done, deciding in advance. In connection to the small business plan is developed. So is future-oriented. Whatever the size of the business has to face the present market side by side. It has to face the future market, future situation. So, for that purpose is future-oriented. They have to think for the computers in the future, cost of the products in the future, transfer of technology, cost of acquiring technology, hiring technology, training programs. All things are very much related to the future. And expert assistance. In developing a business plan, a small business plan, positively, expert assistance is sometimes needed. If this sort of business organizations uses sophisticated tools, techniques and methodology, then positively, expert assistance is needed and experts can provide the best way of operation and solutions of the critical problems and activities. Prepared by entrepreneur or management. This plan must be prepared and developed by the entrepreneurs and by the management. Entrepreneurs basically in the small business management, this has been found. The entrepreneurs are actually skilled. They have some sort of technical knowledge and technical know-how. And building upon that, they are very much interested to start or run that sort of business. Because these sort of business organizations are with the limited funding or capital. So, if entrepreneurs are not that much level skilled and efficient, that will be quite tough from their side to run their business. Goal-oriented. As for opinion, L.A. Allen, in his Management and Organization book, planning is a trap to capture the future. Very nice sentence. It's a trap to capture the future. If I want to explore my market, if I want to explore my goodwill and image in the market, then positively I'll have to chalk out some specific plan which will help me and lead my organization to reach the goals and objectives. So which will be very much positive to capture the future market. Then thinking process, obviously plan is a thinking process. It's a deciding in advance what is to be done in the future. What I want to do in the future, then I'll have to think it earlier, very efficiently and skillfully. There's a question of brainstorming. I'll have to recollect. I have to find out the relationship. I'll have to find out the deviations. All these things I'll need to understand very clearly. The sequential and non-sequential relationship. And basing upon that, it will be possible from my side or from our side to take the right and authentic decision to start a small business venture. So it's a very thinking job. Then continuity. Planning is a continuous process. It's a continuous process starting to ending, all level. There is a question of planning. Even there is a controlling, there is a question of planning also. When there is a question of motivation, there is also planning. When there is a question of organizing, there is a planning. In all activities of the management, there is a question of plan. So it's a continuous process. Selecting best alternative, multi-varied solutions are there coming for a certain problem. In that situation, so many solutions are coming and the best one is to be selected. That is the concept of planning. Then flexibility. Okay, we know world economy, world business is very much fluctuating now. Huge competition is prevailing in the world market. Product quality, branding, costing, market share, technology, transfer of technology, and the taste of the ultimate consumer is changing rapidly. In that situation, organizations should have flexible concept. So, any problem occurring in the market or any change coming in the market, then and their management have to think to match this organization with the changing atmosphere. Then there is the question of primary function. It's the very primary function. As per the theory of Newport, planning is the fundamental and primary management function. It is considered the foundation for performance of a manager's job. This is the primary function. When we are starting a certain venture, then initially we will have to develop plan, chalk out a plan. Basing upon that plan, our organization will proceed and act its activities. But actually, prominent author Toyota and Newport uttered this, but as per my viewpoint, in all respects, all functions are very much concerned and connected to plan. When there is planning, it's a primary job. At the same time, when there is a question of organizing, there is also a question of planning. The sound is very bad, sound is coming from working in the developing a shed, constructing or building. Anyway, even then under all this constraint, we have to work to deliver my lecture. So, when there is a question of organizing, there is also a question of planning. When there is a question of motivating, actuating, financing, staffing, each and everywhere there is a question of planning. So planning is must and indispensable for all functions of management. Then cluster plan. When there is a major plan, there are some small plans also there. It's a cluster in nature. Then program, some specific programs are taken, say for the project, short-term, mid-term, long-term plans are there also. Then innovation. Planning, now the present world is very tough enough to sustain. If you want to continue your business, if you want to sustain the market, then positively what to do? We will have to think, we will have to develop plan in such a manner which will be the best fit for tomorrow. It's not merely for today, it's also for day after tomorrow. So, it should be innovative in nature. Innovation sense, creativity, and using of the aesthetic sense and technology is here very important. Then, alternative plan. Alternative plan is obvious and indispensable. For the better continuation and sustaining in the market, we need alternative plan. Because if there is a major changes occurring and coming in the manufacturing world, then positively we will have to think accordingly for the obvious and continuous sustaining in the market. Okay. So alternative plan, that should be also up to date and quality based. Then another point is we like to discuss about the importance of business plan. Yeah. Number one, there is a guideline for business. Business plan acts as the guideline for the business. Yes, what to do, by whom it should be done, what should be the timing, cost, the right use of technology, procurement of technology, sources of raw materials finding, facts finding sources, all these things very much important. So it acts as the guide of the business. Then tools of control. I told it earlier, when there is a controlling event, there is a question of plan. When there is organizing, there is a question of plan. So all the functions of management are also concerned and connected to plan. So controlling measures were adopted by plan. The way of communication. How to communicate, how to conduct, how to develop interrelationship among the multi-people, multi-organizations, multi-groups, within the group, to know the better and to find out the right and best solution for a certain problem. That is the best, it acts as the best tool, right way of communication. Then achieving business success. Planning is the grand procedure. If the plan is sophisticated, if the plan is workable, if the planning is congenial, if the planning is best suited for the workers, employees and for the management, then it provides all sorts of cooperation and support, and basing upon plan, the organization can run its functions very smoothly. And so the business organizations will be quite able to achieve its goals and objectives. Then the point is the help to direction. Yes, if the authorities wants to direct to their subordinates, then positively that should have to be done as per the plan. If not so, that will be quite haphazard in manner. As a result, the organization will be in trouble and it will not be able to achieve the goals and objectives at all. Then help in preparing functional budget. Say about the cash budget, flexible budget, production budget, purchase budget, sales budget, etc. and etc. All these things are to be decided in advance, and basing upon this decision that organization will move and carry on its activities. Then the increasing entrepreneur's confidence. Entrepreneur's confidence depends upon a plan, a sophisticated plan. If the plan is sophisticated and equipped up with all logistics and materials, paperwork, a right way is done, so that will be very positive for the side of the entrepreneurs also, and they will be very much interested. Then procurement of capital. Basing upon the plan, the organization itself will move and carry on its activities and business operations. And it will help them to find out the right sources of fund accumulation. Entrepreneurs can fund from their own source, or from taking loans from near and dear ones, or from the banks, financial institutions, or by selling bonds or debentures through the through the stock exchange. Like this way, they can collect and procure capital or fund for the organization. Then prerequisites for business negotiation. Business combination, international trade, holding, subsidiary company, all these things are basing upon this plan can be formed and organized. Then the proper use of resources. Yes, right use to procure fund or collection of fund is not easy matter. And another top matter is this, that is for the better sustaining of the organization. That is maintaining expenditures in the right way. If so, then the organization will be able to continue its business functions basing upon goals and objectives. Then sources of information. Plan indicates the sources of information. By procuring sources and information, facts and materials from the different sources, plan is developed. Side by side plan, there is also indication in the planning. If any problem occur, how the information, messages, facts or materials will be collected and procured from the different sources. There is also indication in the planning. Then reducing cost and avoiding wastage. Wastage management is a very technical and important issue. If wastage is not properly controlled and maintained, that will very quite tough from the side of the administration or management to continue that business or to sustain in the market. Because all the time, business organizations have to think for minimizing cost and maximizing profit. Understand? So on that today, there was a little bit problem in our planning, as we could not guess earlier. The workers will work there and a heavy sound, bad sound will come. In this constraint, facing this constraints, I am delivering my lecture here. But this is also pragmatic problem I am showing you. Okay. As you know, our institution is best developing, most beautiful and lucrative atmosphere prevailing here. And day by day, this entire academic institution is changing and turning as the best academic institution in Bangladesh. You are the student, you are the gorgeous and luckiest student of Bangladesh. Okay? So, thank you very much. Dear students, this is a small business management and its planning. I mentioned some points, some terms discussed, that is the definition of the business plan and the importance of business plan. Note it and develop your answer also. And another point is that is importance of business plan, right? And before that, it is features of business plan. Features of business plan, then importance of business plan. 3 topics I discussed. And the next, I will go for with the next chapter. Okay. And pandemic situation is now prevailing, and you dear students, keep yourself inside the house, don't go outside. Keep your body fit, exercise regularly, and take necessary and enough food to keep your body fit and maintain your immunity. Understand? 2 separate words. One is humanity, another is immunity. Immunity, without immunity, you can't keep your body fit. Okay? Multi-variety diseases can catch you. So, don't go outside and learn better English, and if possible, then learn Japanese, Chinese, because FDI is coming from these countries and they are investing here huge amount of money. And your job is there in the Chinese organization or in the Japanese organization or some European organizations. So, English, Chinese, Japanese, the Bengali is your mother tongue, no problem. Okay, thank you very much. Good luck and best of luck.